What would happen if you invested $10 a day every day for 30 years? In a world where seemingly 25-year-olds are making $5 million a day, and in a world where all sorts of scams are being promoted online without any consequence, making you feel maybe perhaps a bit sad about your financial situation, I want to take it a step back and see what would happen if we kept it extremely simple. Someone starting off investing in their late teens, their 20s, 30s, or even 40s statistically has a long life ahead of them. What would happen if you or they hypothetically would keep it extremely simple and invest $10 a day for 30 years? Well, let's find out. I'll use myself as an example. I'm 25, so 30 years from now, I'll be 55. That's old. Regardless, we have a drip calculator open. A drip calculator essentially calculates magically, given some inputs, what the value of your investment is going to be after a certain time period. Let's walk through this together. The holding period is the most important for us, and this is going to be 30 years, since we're not going to be touching our money for 30 years. The share price doesn't really matter, but you can take the share price of your favorite ETF here. I'm just going to leave it at 100. And we're starting off with nothing, since we're starting investment from this point on today. The annual contribution is important, and we'll calculate it using our $10 a day average. There's 365 days in a year times 10, since we're investing $10 every day, would give us $3,650. Quick math. Now this is where you place the values of your favorite ETF or favorite stock. For me, my favorite index is the S&P 500, or the 500 biggest companies in the United States of America. The last 40 years, this has returned 10%. And for me, I feel comfortable using this as the baseline. The expected dividend yield, or the dividend yield right now, of the S&P 500 is around 1.1% or 1%, depending on the price of the stock. The expected share price increase is going to be 10%, since this, on average, as we've seen, has risen 10% over the last 40 years. And the expected dividend increase, and I didn't even know this, for the S&P 500 is tracked every year. For last year, this was 5.9%. So we'll just take 5.9% as the number for our calculations. This value is also important. Is this with drip or without drip? This basically means, are you reinvesting all of the dividends that you get from this investment back into the stock? We're going to take yes, we are, because like we said, we're not going to be withdrawing anything. We're saving $10 a day and investing $10 a day every day for 30 years. When I hit calculate, this is going to show you what $10 a day every day for 30 years can do for you. If you invested $10 a day every day for 30 years in the S&P 500, given a 10% growth rate, you would have $1.1 million at the end of 30 years. This is an amazing amount for what you initially put in, which is $10 a day. And what's more is that you'll also have an annual dividend income of around $63,000, which is around $5,000 a month. So through $10 a day for 30 years, you've done two things. You've A, become a millionaire, and B, you've created passive income for yourself to the tune of $5,000 every single month. This money you can use to travel, you can reinvest back into the portfolio, or you can spend it all on cars. Who knows what you're gonna do with it? This is yours only for $10 a day. What if you double this amount and invest $20 every day for 30 years? Well, 2 times 3,650 is $7,300. And if we hit calculate, it shows us that if we double this amount, so go from $10 to $20, you'll have $2.359 million. And not only that, you'll also have a passive income of now $130,000 nearly. So through $20 a day, you've created massive wealth for yourself and your family. So what is the point of this video? What is the point of telling you that you can make $2.4 million or $1.1 million by investing $10 or $20 a day? It is to show you the power of compound investing and staying consistent. $10 a day is $300 a month, a reasonable amount to invest in your portfolio every single month. It is to show you that even if you can invest $200 or $300 every month, it does not go wasted in the long run. You can create real wealth for yourself and your family just by staying consistent and sticking to the principles. You don't need to chase that 5-6x return if you can stay consistent and gradually build wealth to the tune of, as you've seen, millions of dollars. I'll see you in the next one.